Hello, everybody. Let's talk more about yarn. You have reached Misty Dawn. Hello, good day. It is Wednesday, um, February 22nd. I'm coming to you from a very snowy, very, very snowy Colorado. I'm on the west side of Denver, clear west, like west in the foothills, right below the mountains. And so especially where my house sits, I get a lot of snow, a lot more than even my neighbors do on the other side. But it snowed again. I woke up to snow. It looked like the clouds were going to break, and then it's now starting to snow again. Got a little dark again, and it's snowing. Which I feel bad for my son-in-law. He just finished, about an hour ago, finished shoveling everything. My daughter went to go pick up my granddaughter. They're going to go get their eyes checked this afternoon. So they're doing that. And my granddaughter loves the snow. So I'm sure she had a really good time at school with her big snowsuit. And she's probably going to come home and want to get out in it again. But since she's recently been sick, and she probably, I don't know, it'll be interesting when she gets home. I've got my dogs are all, two of my dogs are laying around being very quiet. My poor Bella dog, she was up here earlier, but she is downstairs, probably waiting for me to give her a snack. She is not doing that well today, poor thing. So how are all of you guys? What's going on? I know I need to kind of do a roundup on some projects and show you kind of where I'm not doing I'm not going as fast as I would like. I'm not spending as much time as I'd like. I did a vlog today that took forever to upload. And so I had to wait for that to upload. So then I could go in and delete it from my phone and delete the trash and then go ahead and start another one. You really can't do anything when that stuff is uploading. You know, I knew that this wasn't all going to be easy. Videotaping and stuff. I've heard a lot of other, crochet YouTubers talk about, this isn't as easy as it looks, and it's not. It's not. And especially if you want to look halfway decent, and which I do at least on my yarny videos, but you guys may not. But honestly, I've kind of gotten over it. The new hair is probably going to help. So if you haven't seen, I've talked a lot about my new hair in the last video that I showed off. So my last video was yesterday. I went over and talked about, well, actually, I think it was Monday. It doesn't matter. Shut up, it just doesn't matter. It's around President's Day when I finally got that. But it just, it hit a couple days ago, I think. But I got a big box of yarn from Premier. I had ordered some, stock items, just basic yarn items, but they have a big clearance going on, and so I ordered a lot of, not that much actually, but 6 different colors, three of 6 different colors of the Universal Uptown Baby Sport, and I really love the feel of it. Now, I haven't worked it up. I'm going to try to work it up a little bit today because I'd like to give you guys an idea of how, and I'd like to do an actual review on it and do, so you guys can get a better idea, if you're interested, because it's still on sale. I did put the link in that video. I'll put another link here. Today we're not going to be talking about Uptown Baby Sport, but what we're going to be talking about is some of the other yarn that I got from Premier. And this one right here is Bella Cash. So this is another universal yarn that Premier sells. So if you aren't familiar, I'm pretty much everybody's that crochets or knits is most in the United States is most likely heard of Premier. And when you go on their website, though, you get a little confused because they'll have other yarns on there. And one of the other yarns that they carry is the Universal brand. Now, I have gotten some of the Universal brand from Premier's website, and always when it's on sale. I never buy it full price, but always when it's been on sale. And some of it I've not really liked. I've not been happy with it. And I tell you, I would never have bought it at the original price. Um, and so it's been a lot of misses for me, but so I was a little bit worried when I bought that other yarn, that Uptown Baby, but I have to tell you, it's scrumptious. So that was a great purchase, so much so that I'm going to go back and buy some other colors. I need to do that today because I'm a little worried about them. They're discontinuing it, so it's, sad to discover a yarn that's being discontinued. But the price point is $1.99 a skein, and you cannot beat that anywhere. Now, it's not going to be everybody's favorite weight. It's a weight too. I guess I should have thrown a lot of. I don't know if I said any of this in the last video, and I'm supposed to be talking about a different yarn, right? But anyway, I will be buying more of that yarn in different colors, at least the blues and greens. Go on up there, up, puppy. Come on, up on the bed, up on the bed. Excuse me, guys. Get a real close look at my dye job. or, anyway, that was my big girl, she's a pity mix, and she's an old gal. She used to not be an old gal, but she's an old gal. She wanted to get up on the bed, and I have to kind of really help her a little bit. I cannot get her to use my stairs. I have stairs for the old little one. Although this is probably not the right sizing for her. And so anyway, she's getting a lot of mobility issues in her right shoulder area there. She goes to the vet tomorrow. But I've really noticed that she's having a harder time getting in and out of the car. And do you have to do that? Sweetheart, Mama's doing a video. Sheila, do you really need to do that? Because that kind of makes a lot of noise. It makes a lot of noise. And if you're going to do that, I think Mama's going to have to put it on pause for a while, because I don't think everybody wants to hear you chewing on a bone. Can you just give me a little time? She's thinking about it. If it starts to get annoying, I'll turn this off. Okay, Bella Cash. This is Universal Bella Cash. This is a beautiful color, and this is probably a 2. Let me give you that right here. Okay. And this is I don't remember what the sale price was for this one, but this is 60% fine merino, superwash wool, 30% nylon, 10% cashmere. Suggesting between a I don't think I can even read that. So, but yeah, suggesting anywhere from a 3.5 to 4 millimeter knitting needles and crochet hooks. This is machine wash cold, gentle, lay flat to dry. I'm looking for, there it is. Yeah, so it's a 50-gram ball. 230 yards, 210 meters. So this is considered a fine, so this is a 2. I don't see the color on here anyway. Tulip. So I only got one of these because I didn't know anything about it. They wasn't reviewed. Honestly, the reason I took the leap on the Uptown Baby Sport was from a reviewer, and so thank you so much to that reviewer that put something up on Premier's website. I really need to do that soon. I think that's something I need to kind of invest some of my time and do, and put some reviews up with certain yarns. Now, some of the ones that there are in clearance are going away. No big deal, but I've got a lot of different yarns, and I know a lot about different yarns, so I really need to get on like Hobbii and Lion Brand and Premier and talk about that. So I wouldn't say that this is the softest thing that I've ever felt. I definitely probably wouldn't have bought it at the original price. This is very lightweight. It's lightweight. It would make a lovely anything, quite frankly. I would put this in anything, and because it's a super wash, it could go into blankets well, granny squares. A lot of us in the United States love larger yarns. Not all of us like the thin yarns here, and I think I mean a lot. Like that's what our go-to seems to be. So sometimes it's hard to track down thinner yarns, but I've noticed in Europe and other, um, Europe, Africa. I don't know much about Australia or New Zealand about. I think it's both there, but Canada even is thinner yarns, but I just am kind of surprised about it's just all worsted rate. Number four yarns are bulky yarns, and I have very few bulky, and I do like my number four worsted, but I find that especially with clothing and draping and just the thinness feel, all of that, I like a thinner yarn. It is more tedious to work with, but once you get used to it, I think that's one of the things I have in common with oh, what's her name? Loopy Crochet and Treasures. I'm I can't believe that I've got her name has just flown out of my head. But I will link her in the description box. It's a fun channel to go to. I first discovered her because um, Crystal Abagude recommended going over there and taking a look, and she got a lot of subscribers because of that. She really it blew up. Her channel blew up, but she's kind of fun to watch. She's from Alabama. Tracy. Tracy is her name. I knew I'd remember, and she makes the most beautiful shawls and in really thin yarn, and so she and I had that in common. Um, and she and I have hit the premier sell. I'm sorry, I just cannot speak. The premier sale quite a few different times and talked about it and gotten thinner yarns like this. So I may have to give her a ring and tell her about that baby sport. I think she'd love that. I think she'd really like this too. This is definitely, you can feel the wool in it, but not in a bad way. I mean, I can't believe this is 100%. It's not. That's why. Nylon. Oh, okay. So the superwash merino and nylon. That's what I said, right? I said I really wish they would put bigger print on our labels. Not all of us have super great vision, and even with my glasses off, and I mean I would need readers, and I don't have any readers. It's hard for me to. I'd have to actually get a prescription with my eyes. But like I'm getting to the point to where I can't even read this writing with my glasses off, and usually I have great vision with that. But anyway, here's Bella Cash. I like it. It's nice and squishy. Um, I think you could use it for anything. So I hope you like that one. Then you're going to hear some crinkling bags here. I also got, now this was Wisdom Yarns. This was something new on their site that I've not seen before. Allegro. From Wisdom Yarns. Oh, it says it's another Universal brand. So it's a Universal yarn distributed by Universal Yarn. And it says Wisdom Yarns. It says Allegro. It's all over the place. Okay, it's got a shine to it, guys. I'm sorry. I got a couple of these. Now these are lace weights. Or sock yarn. I just thought, and you do not have to use sock yarn for socks, guys. What's nice about sock yarn usually, and why they call it sock yarn, is usually they'll have a nylon or something else in there to give it a little bit of a stretch. But it is a lace weight. It's very, very, very fine, as you can see. It's a really interesting color. But I think I'm kind of liking it. At first, I wasn't so sure, but, and I don't know about you guys, but does certain nails grow faster than others, and others that you can't seem to ever grow out? I don't know. My pinkies used to grow like crazy, and all of a sudden, Not so much anymore. But I digress. But I am kind of liking this color. Back to the yarn. Back to the yarn. So, Universal, Wisdom, Allegro, wool free. This is 100 grams. Super fine. 470 yards. So 430 meters. This is a 93% acrylic. 7% PBT. Now, I looked PBT up once and I can't remember what PBT was now. But let's just call it other. Machine wash, tumble dry. Made in Turkey. Ooh, I didn't tell you where the other ones were made. Universal Yarn is in North Carolina, Harrisburg, North Carolina. I guess I don't think I knew that. This one's called Crimson, Classical Crimson, and Pink Prelude. These are soft. I can't tell if this is acrylic. It feels like there's some cotton in there. Maybe it... Oh, man, really like it. See, and these would make great shawls. I only got one again because I didn't know much about them. And I like having little thin things like this for a variety of reasons. It's so fine that you can use it like a crochet thread. Excuse me. So I got these thinking these would make great earrings, necklaces, bracelets, that kind of thing. I really just love the color. Sometimes it's fun to put something like this in with another one of your yarns that you're using. So let's say you have 3 DK, a DK weight or even a worsted. It doesn't matter, but I think it's more than likely, so it wouldn't be too bulky. I more than likely would use a DK. And just throw something like this in with, let's say, a light pink. This would be really pretty. So if you were to use a light pink DK, like that Uptown Baby that we had. But here, we just had the Bella Cash. Ooh, and boy, I'm wearing pink, and the pinks and violets are going crazy. But look at this. Like, if you were to put these two together, how pretty would that? Now, you could use this because they are the same weight. You could use this to do a border. Now, this is heavier, even though, because it's made out of something different, it's going to be a little bit heavier, but honestly, it's really not going to, you're not going to tell. I mean, but if you were to kind of put these together, it's kind of, I love doing this. I don't want to mess up the balls, Misty, so you got to be careful here. But here, let's just kind of play. See, it would just pull that color out like crazy. So yeah, it would be kind of fun you could use this to trim or use this to trim. So if that's something that you wanted to do. But I think also what would be really cool is you could put them both together, and hold the 2 strings together is what I'm saying. That would be really pretty here. Now, of course, I don't have enough of this. I have 3 balls of this, and 3 balls of this at 230 yards. 230 yards. 470. So 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8. About. So 1 more ball with this, but this would make an amazing shawl together. This would be, anyway. That's just think about that. I don't see many YouTubers talk about mixing and matching their yarns like that, or even different brands, different weights, different completely different materials. I think it's fun, and I wouldn't necessarily say that it would be great for a starting. Beginner. A starting what? A starting beginner. I'm trying to find the other. I'm going to have to move around here a little bit, guys. I apologize. We're already hitting. I talked and jabbed that much at 19. What is everybody else working on? I hope that if you haven't subscribed, you subscribe. I know that I haven't been like uber consistent with my videos, but I promise. Oh, yeah, I even have something to show you. I think I talked about this in one of my videos, and I showed it off, but I'm gonna actually show it to you. So I made a I want to lose my hook here. I did talk about buying some Serenity yarn. This is Serenity, and I may have even showed it. Um, I have, this is the Serenity Chunky. This was on sale. It's 109 yards, 100% acrylic. Like I said, I don't usually buy bulky. This is a 5. But the slipper pattern that I love to use uses bulky. And a lot of people do seem to love this. I'm not quite sure why. I mean, it's acrylic. But on your feet, does it really matter? And I have certain yarns that I do like to use for slippers, but um, this seemed to have a little bit more fuzz, and I was a little worried about how slick it would be. But after putting it together, you honestly can't tell. It's much rougher worked up than in the ball. But this is, again, from Premier. They had it on sale, and I got 2 colors. I got this purple dark eggplant, that's exactly what this one was called. I can't remember the name of this one. So here is the other color I got. So I got this for the full slipper, and then I got this as a coordinating color for the cuff. And so this is an amazing slipper pattern. And you can just do so much with it. I'm making this for my girlfriend. I just finished the second one for the pair, so I can get that out into the the wash. She lives somewhere else, so I need to get it in the mail. This works up great. I used a 6 on this. This looks like it's doubled, but it's not. It's just, a number 6. It's just the way that the stitches are. This is a lot of front post, back post, double crochet. That's how this is worked up. But it is just a super smart slipper. Her name is Stephanie Zed. So you can just look her up on YouTube, Stephanie Zed, Z-E-D, and she's got quite a few of great tutorials on this. But get the one that she did just a few years ago. She has an original one, and then she updated that. This is the updated slipper with a better back. And see how smart of a back this is? Very cushy, anyway, Stephanie Zed. So I got that yarn and almost threw it with my slippers. Now let's talk Premier's Eversoft. Now I haven't really ever purchased Eversoft before. I am so sorry. Are we there? We're live. My poor stand got bent. The bottom is bent, and so I'm having to kind of hold it with my feet, and it wasn't doing a very good job. I'm gonna have to buy another one because the more I bend it back and try to keep it in place, it's gonna break off. Eversoft. I got enough colors to make a blanket, a bright blanket. So their Eversoft is very similar to Caron Simply Soft. And then also, all the different yarn brands have kind of something like this. This is an actual 3-pack. The others evidently were 5-packs, and which is why they had tape on them. And this is in fact soft. I've really never got it before and worked with it, so I kind of wanted to play around. And again, it was on sale. I just shopped the clearance. This is very, very soft. I almost feel like it's softer than Simply Soft. This is 700. It's 270 yards, 247 meters. It's 3 and 30 ounces, 150 grams, 100% acrylic. This is, these do come in dye lots, so buy enough for the dye lots. This was made in Turkey. Number 4, thinner 4, but just like the Caron Simply Soft, it's still a 4. The Caron Simply Soft has the same kind of sheen to it, but anyway, and what color is this? Cobalt. Beautiful, beautiful cobalt color blue. I put this to my skin. Not all of the Caron Simply Soft would I. I might put this to my skin. I can't always say that this would be comfy enough against my skin like in a garment until I work it up because it can change, and Karen Simply Soft does. And then as it ages and fuzzes up a little bit, it's not one of those yarns, in my opinion. This is all my opinion, that it gets any softer or softer and softer. But this is an acrylic. It's going to be great for baby blankets and toddler blankets and all that fun stuff. This is Cobalt, and I bought 3 of that, 3 of this mauvey color, and you'll see why when I show you the last. So all the specs are the same, but this color is Iris Dusty Rose. Dusty Rose. Really nice. Don't think I need to take this out of the bag, but I also bought it in white. And then last, I bought this in a multi. And the reason for that is I just love doing that. I love to have, and then I love to find a multi that's just a lot of fun. And I, just by looking at other stuff now on the website, tried to match the colors. This seems softer than the others. Unfortunately, the multis always have less in them. So 200 yards compared to the solid that has, what did I say, 270? That's quite a bit. So, you know, I bought 3 of these too. It's much more of a skimpier skein. But see why I got it? I got this multi. So this is 207 yards. And it is called Confetti. So my hope was to find colors that would go together. And then, of course, I have that white, too. And there's just a little bit of white in here. And so I thought I would make a really bright blanket out of these. Although these would make really good, this would make a really good spring cardi for my granddaughter as well, putting all these colors together. So I'll have to think about it. But these were all the colors that were on sale, so that's mainly why I got these. Very soft. It's always fascinating for me, and you'll hear me every time I fill yarn and look at it and show it to you, that it depends on the color. So you can have the exact same brand, same dye lots, you know, well, the right dye lots is mainly all about color, but you can have, you know, the same brand, made out of the same stuff, and they always feel different. And it depends on how sensitive to feeling things that you are. But for myself, I really noticed that because of how sensitive I am. And it doesn't matter what it is. And I've talked about this before, my bedding in particular, or shirts, for instance. So if I were to get this in the gray is softer. This particular bamboo always seems to be better if it's a heathered gray, a light heathered gray, or even a darker gray. You change and you throw dye in it, it changes the structure of that fiber somehow. It depends on how it takes color and what kind of color you're using and how hard the color is. So it just always depends. So I'm just fascinated by it. This will be really fun. It'll be soft and fun. I am going to have to look for some kind of fun pattern. I've got a lot of the blankets that I want to do. But this might be, if I have enough, I've got the study of texture on in the queue that I need to do. I'm trying to do all of the study ofs that Mikey from the Crochet Crowd has put out. So all of his study of Earth, which is what I'm doing now, or the study of Ombre is one I'm also working. I need to get those finished first, of course, but then the study of texture, the study of geometry, and, you know, are just a couple that I know that I've got waiting for me. So isn't that pretty? Love the yarn, huh? So tell me what would you do with these color combinations? You know, and here's the white too. You know, it's a beautiful white. Beautiful, beautiful white. I really like that. And, you know, I may not need a white, but sometimes it's nice just to have one row of single crochets or something between like 5, 6, whatever rows. That's kind of what I'm doing with this. and I'll show you what I'm referring to. I've already showed it off, but I am working more on it. This is the study of planet Earth that I'm doing in greens, and see how I've just thrown in one row of white in between a lot of these. I'm now just working. There's a whole bunch of these. So this is a really fascinating technique. Because you're having to actually flip the whole Afghan over. And this was Jeannie's, who she works, designs for the Crochet Crowd to put out all the time. But this is Jeannie's Calming Comfort Afghan, what's that? And I'd already showed you the big blue one that I finished. This was the second one that I'm doing. I have one in pink and I have one in neutral that's thick. So I'm already at 30 minutes, and that's, quite a bit of yarn, I guess, that I showed you. What I have left in my, let's show this last one. You guys will want to hold out for this one because it's amazing. And then I will share the basics. I have a whole bunch of basic and then some cinema yarn. No, I'll save this one. So come back and we'll talk about this. You guys have a great day, okay? Thanks for coming by. It was great for visiting, and just let me know what you're doing and what you're participating in. I've got a few ideas of what I want to do and might want to launch. I know there's that 100-day of art, 100-day of creating that I'm thinking of doing. That might be fun to kind of do it together. I know that Terry from Yarn Joy jumped in on that, and I love to watch her and do things with her. So, I don't know. So tell me what you guys are working on and what you're making. If there's anything that you'd like to see on the channel. I know that I'm going to be doing some tutorials at some point, but I have just, been in and out. It's hard to do 2 tutorials when you got a lot of people around, but I'm going to be going back to Austin for a few weeks, and so I'll have a lot of time and quiet to be able to do something like that. I have some stuff that I bought to help me film those videos much better than what I have. So take some time for yourself to create and create something fun, even if it's just a really nice cup of coffee or pouring that microbrew into the right glass. For me, I'm going to get back to that study of planet Earth. I'm going to try to keep working on those and see how far I get. Anyway, it's great to have you by. I hope this helped, kind of touching this and looking at it. Well, you didn't get to touch it, but I got to touch it. And then I'm going to try working some of this up pretty quickly so you can see how it's worked up too, because I know that's what I like to see, is things, how does it work up, and then give you a really deeper review of it, okay? Anyway, enjoy. All of you have a wonderful day, okay, and evening. See you in the next one, okay? Enough of the okays, Misty, because you're driving me nuts.